We all know that guest characters in Mortal Kombat nowadays are inevitable. Like, they sell like hotcakes. We've had Predator, Jason, Spawn, RoboCop, Terminator, Rambo, just to name a couple of them. Now, I, like many others, have my own list of guest characters that I would like to see in an MK game, but none more than the protagonist of my all-time favorite anime/manga, Fist of the North Star. Now, I know you're already clicking away because it's an anime character. But hear me out. Of all the anime characters I've seen requested, none of them fit the bill more than Kenshiro does. I've seen a lot of trash requested. Like, obscure things that no one's gonna know. The point of a guest character is to get people like who's a fan of that to, maybe play MK or something. People like Kenshiro, right? People like Fist of the North Star. I'm aware that Mortal Kombat is banned in Japan, where Fist of the North Star is very, very popular. But it's also got its following in America. So, again, just hear me out. But here's the thing. I bet you're thinking, how can someone who was originally 2D transition into 3D? Well, I can think of 3 Fist of the North Star games that are in 3D, and here they are.
It's too late for you. You're already dead.
There you go. It's right there. The thing is, you have to make Kenshiro look a little more realistic. But, at the same time, it's a video game, so you can bend the rules a little bit. But, in that case, I just want to let you know, this is completely hypothetical. I am not begging on my knees to have NetherRealm/WB put him in the game. I just wanted to challenge myself to see if I can design yet another character for one of my favorite fighting games. Except this time, take someone from another series and incorporate him into MK. So we've got it all planned out, just like what I did with, Vic, who you can see right here. And we've got fatalities, we got brutalities, we got costumes, we have the bio, and this time we've got some visual aids. So without further ado, let's get this show going, shall we? Alright, let's kick it off with the bio before we get into anything else. I structured it just like the rest of the fighters on the roster. You know how a lot of them have like one word and then like a title? So I did that here. So the word I chose for Kenshiro was virtuous, and his title is The Man with 7 Scars. And now I will just read this for you. The rightful successor of the ancient assassination technique Hokuto Shinken, Kenshiro is feared by the outlaws of his timeline's post-apocalyptic Earth. The youngest of Ryuken's 4 adopted sons, Kenshiro was selected as Hokuto's successor, much to the chagrin of his older brother Jagi. Kenshiro battled both him and his oldest brother Rao and emerged victorious. Seeing the chaos being brought to Outworld and Earthrealm after being transported to this timeline, Kenshiro teams up with Liu Kang's champions to do battle against those loyal to General Shao. He will make them realize that they are already dead. All right, let's go over these two things first. We're going to go over the playstyle as well as the ability. And I want to say I am not a professional game designer, so this could very well be OP, but just remember, this is hypothetical, all right? It's not actually going to happen. This is what I think how it could work, I guess you could say. And also keep in mind, I am pulling from all types of Fist of the North Star media, the manga, the anime, games, all that stuff. So, his playstyle is that he is a pressure and rush down character. He's all about big combos and punching you in the face and all that stuff. Do not give Kenshiro a zoning playstyle. That is not what Kenshiro is. If you've ever seen a scene from Fist of the North Star, you do not look at him and go, oh yeah, no, he's a zoner, he throws projectiles at people. He throws projectiles back at people, but he himself usually doesn't throw projectiles. He's all about getting up in their face and kicking the shit out of you. Alright, now getting on to Kenshiro's ability. Now, before we get into this, I am not a professional game designer, so this could be a little OP. This is just hypothetical. Just want to keep that in mind. Okay, you got it? Let's move on. I totally ripped this from the Fist of the North Star PS4 game, Lost Paradise, but I said I was going to pull from all sorts of Fist of the North Star media at the beginning, so this is okay. And now this is kind of similar to like Johnny Cage's height meter star thing, but instead of a star down there, Kenshiro has a meter that looks like the Big Dipper. I'll give you a visual aid. There it is, right there. And, you know, it fills up to the 7 stars. So once you hit a star, you can do something fun. And I'll go over that in a second. So you're probably wondering, how do you build the meter? Well, during the match, if Kenshiro consistently lands hits or blocks attacks successfully, the gauge will start to fill. So landing attacks on your opponent will increase the level slightly faster than blocking or hitting with a Kameo attack. And, you know, of course, if your attacks are blocked or if you get hit, you're not going to build any gauge. That only makes sense, right? And I just want to let you know that it is not that easy just to build it up all the way to the top. It does take a little bit of skill and finesse to do so. Because you constantly have to be, you know, hitting them or blocking and, you know, not taking damage yourself. Now, what can you do with the stars? Well, I haven't figured out how we're going to activate this yet, but I think it's going to be something like Shang Tsung's, you know, age morph thing, you know, like down in the stance switch button. But if you want to use more stars, you got to push one of the face buttons, I think. I think that's how it's going to work. I think that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. But anyway, if you use 1 star, you get half the chip damage taken. If you get to 3 stars and use 3 stars at once, you will be taking no chip damage. If you get to 5 stars, which again, just want to remind you, not easy, it's a free combo breaker plus a stun. You do not need to have full meter. You do not need to have full Kameo meter. Boom, free stun if you get 5 stars. And here's where it gets fucking wacky. If you get up to 7 stars and you activate them, something called burst mode will be on you right now. And if you do the fatal blow, like, you know, combination both triggers, the default, you will do a fatal blow. You have to hit it though, like it's not unblockable. And it is less powerful, or it could be unblockable. I haven't figured that out yet. That could be a thing, but I think it's a little more fair if it's blockable. But in any case, this fatal blow is not going to be as powerful as like the, you know, the regular one when you hit under, you know, 30%. And obviously your Kameo is not going to be involved, so Kenshiro is just going to do his part of it. Except he'll have a unique ending. If you press no button, he'll just uppercut him into oblivion, right? Well, not oblivion, but you know what I mean. If you press a punch button during the weak fatal blow animation, Kenshiro will unleash a knife hand strike that strikes the opponent's skull, and that'll knock him down. And if you do a flying kick, which is pressing 3 or 4 during the animation, you will kick him right in the face and send him flying back. Get him away from you a little bit. Maybe you want to do some of your other special moves that we'll go over, especially one special move. So there you go. Let's go on to the special moves, because I just mentioned them. Okay, so here we go with the special moves. Now, how I did this is I pulled up Scorpion's special move list, and I pretty much just kind of followed that. Scorpion has 8 special moves, each with a EX version, so I kind of did that here. So the first one that Kenshiro has is called the Hokuto Counter, which is Kenshiro just enter a stance, allowing him to counter any attack. Now, the normal version just has him just like, parry it. Just get out of my face. But if you enhance it, that's where you can counter projectiles. The normal one, you can't counter projectiles. The enhanced one, you can. And also, if the attack is physical and, you hit the Hokuto Counter, you can press any of the face buttons, and Kenshiro will counter an attack with a punch or kick, and they will knock the opponent back a little bit. So the next move is called the Softness Ripping Slash. Now, I should say I put all of these in English. I know, but, considering Mortal Kombat is an American game, I would assume that they're going to do everything in English. Anyway, so the Softness Ripping Slash. This is where my visual aids come in. Here it is. And there's also the air version where you can do it like this. And, if you enhance that, it's going to be the same thing as the normal version, except this time it ends in a pop-up, except the air version. That's just more kicks. This is the move that also has armor. The next one is called the Steel Shredding Clench. And here it is. That's from, some of these might be from Lost Paradise too, so there's going to be a mix of anime and Lost Paradise, but, we already went over that. And, but if you enhance that bad boy, this is the move that costs 2 bars, and it's a restand. I can see you frothing at the mouth already. So, here's the next one. This one is called 8 Agonies, 9 Breaks. And if you enhance that bad boy, it's the same thing, but, it's just some DOT. And the next one, this is probably one I'm going to steal from the Dynasty Warriors Fist of the North Star games. This one's called Awakening of the Senses. Now, if I were to guess, that would probably go maybe half screen. But if you enhance it, it'll probably go maybe a little farther and end in a pop-up. And the next one is going to be called Fist of Penitence. All right, now if you enhance that, I would assume the stun would just last longer. All right, getting out to the end here, one of the last ones is called Compassionate Flying Slash. Yeah, I know that sounds stupid, but trust me. All right, calm down, calm down. The first part of that where he does the 3 kicks, that is the normal version, okay? And it just ends with the uppercut without all the beam shit. The beam shit is the EX version, okay? And it's going to be similar to like that Shinnok move from NKX where he pulls those projectiles from the ground. Something like that. And this is the move that also has armor. Now, I don't have a visual aid from this one because this is pretty straightforward. This move is called Art of Dragon's Breathing. And Kenshiro will start to tap into his body's full potential and begin to charge his 7-star gauge. It's not an immediate, build. It's a slow build, about 2 to 3 seconds maybe for a level. Plenty of time for him to get socked in the face. And if he does get hit in the face, he will lose a little of the gauge charge. But if you enhance this bad boy, he can tank 1 hit. He'll still lose a little bit of the gauge, but he'll tank 1 hit. Right. Now, on to the Fatal Blow. So, how Kenshiro's Fatal Blow connects? Flying kick. Duh. You saw that coming. And then, so if that hits, the Kameo will start to do their thing. Sonya, Scorpion, Frost, Darius, whatever. But when it's Kenshiro's turn, he will perform 100 rending bullets, which is a prototype / less powerful version of the famous 100 crack fist. And he will rapidly strike the opponent's chest, causing the ribs to shatter. And then he ends the attack with a spin kick. Now, if you remember the 7-star gauge version of that, the weak Fatal Blow as I called it, what I just explained where he's punching the chest, that's what he does during that. It even does the X-ray part. Except, instead of the spin kick, for the weak Fatal Blow version, you'll do the uppercut, the chop, or another flying kick. Alright, this is probably where you jump to immediately, but I don't care. What did I give Kenshiro for the Fatalities and Brutalities? Well, you could probably guess what one of them is. Oh yeah, you saw that coming. Except, I'm going to say he's going to use the more powerful version. Translated is called 1,000-Hand Destruction Fist. So instead of 100, it's 1,000 fists, right? And yes, after he does that, he will turn to face the player and go, "Omae wa mo shinderu." And then the opponent will explode. It'll be awesome. I can see it now. All right, here's the next one. Man, that shit is so sick. I could watch those attacks all day and not get tired of it. Alright, on to the brutalities. I kind of structured this like how everyone else is in the game. I think everyone but General Shao, has at least 5 unique brutalities along with the classic uppercut. So we obviously don't need to go over the classic uppercut. You know what that is. Duh. Now, what is Kenshiro's first brutality? See, that's where the 100 crack fist comes in right there. So how to do that is you perform any basic combo, like, basic string. I should have mentioned we are not going to go over strings. I'm not doing that. So you put in any string, but instead you will unleash your signature attack, the 100 crack fist. And again, he will go, "Omae wa mo shinderu." And how to activate that is you must land at least 10 punches throughout the entire match. It doesn't have to be in a row. Just you have to land 10 punches because 10 is a multiple of 100. Big brain. And I felt 100 is way too fucking much. And, while you're doing the combo, you dial it in and then you just rapidly tap 1 and 2. Okay? Easy. And then the next one. That's the good one, right? So I would say how to do that one is like you do the throw, and then it's another one where you rapidly press 1 and 2, or you could just like hold, towards. I think that would be better, like hold forward, like towards the opponent. Okay, the next one. Yeah, this is an airborne brutality, so obviously the opponent must be airborne, and you have to hit him with the full, air combo. Remember, we're not going over strings because I do not have that kind of time. All right, next one. So I guess how you would activate that one is you do like one of the basic moves, you know, like a back 1 or a back 2 or an F1 or an F2. It'd probably be like F1 or 2, right? And how to do that one is you must not lose a round. And I think, again, you just hold towards. Next one. Okay, see, this one's going to be a little hard to do, as it is a counter, so that's what you have to do. You must counter something else at least once throughout the entire match. Just if you get one counter, boom, it's primed and ready to go. And the final attack can't be a projectile, so don't EX this. If you EX this, because maybe something else might happen. Foreshadowing. So you counter the attack, and then you hold down, and then he'll do that move. All right, final one. Or is it? So I would, to do that one, I think that's another one where you do like a kick combo, or maybe the softness ripping slash one. Either something to do with kicks, and that one is probably also you press forward 3 times or something like that. But here we go. Remember I said don't counter the projectile? Or something else might happen? This will happen. That's right, baby. I gave him a hidden one. Woo! So, you know how that one works. If the opponent throws any projectile, any of anything, Liu Kang's fireball, the fans, Melina's Sai, freaking Li Mei's firecracker thing, any projectile, he'll throw it back and kill him. So how it works with, like, you know, the stuff that's not like a blade, Kenshiro will just kind of like, you know, just redirect it just like that. But, you know, if it's a blade, he'll do that 100%. All right. And now time for the brutality quotes. I will do that for you in my best Kenshiro voice. Forgive me. Again, most of them are going to be in English. Here we go. Omae wa mo shinderu. You're already dead. I'll say it again. Hokuto Shinken is invincible. These fists have seen more than you can imagine. You don't deserve to live beyond today. So I got a small list of cameo pairings here. I mean, I bet you there's a couple better ones that I'm not thinking of right now. But pretty much anyone with a projectile could definitely help out Kenshiro. Anyone with combo extension would help out Kenshiro. I honestly think how I designed this right now, Sonya would be pretty good, along with Scorpion and Sector. Frost and Sub would work wonders if you just want to stand there and, you know, get your star gauge charges up if you want to play a little more defensively. Speaking of defensive, if you want to, you know, get in even harder, you got Mitaro and Kung Lao. Mitaro can definitely help you counter all the other guys' projectiles, and Kung Lao also has a projectile of his own, so that could also help. Alright, I'm not going to go over Intro Banter here, because if I did, we'd be here all day. If you want to read all the ones I got, the document is right here. You can go read it. I've got them for everybody on the roster. I got one where Kenshiro talks first, and then his opponent talks first. I did the whole roster. Go ahead, read them right there. And now, on to the skins. Now, I don't know if, you know, guest characters are going to have skin palettes, so, you know, I kind of just gave him one here. So his default skin, you know, it's this one. Come on. And then for colors, he's got Toki, Jagi, Rao, Rei, Bat, Lin, Yuria, and Shin. And I put them all on the screen just for visual aid. And then, you know, one of the alternate skin is the bearded one with the cloak, and I think, you know, it'll just change the color of the cloak, and it'll have names like, you know, Savior of the Wasteland, Man of Hokuto, or whatever, stuff like that. It'll just change the color of the cloak. And maybe his hair color, too. And then the last one is somebody named Kenshiro Kasumi, who is from the prequel series Fist of the Blue Sky. And, you know, for the palettes for him, probably the same as, you know, the default skin, except he will also have a, you know, a Kenshiro color. All right, that's pretty much all I had to say. Thank you for humoring me this entire time. I just wanted to share this with everybody because I've been cooking on this for a long time, and I wanted to get it out there just to see what everyone else thought, to see if Kenshiro is actually a pretty fun fit for the MK universe, considering we're kind of going with violent comic book characters this time. And I know it's probably unlikely that he's going to be in Kombat Pack 2, but you never know. Maybe Kombat Pack 3. In any case, I will see you in the next MK1 video. I don't know what that is at this time, but in any case, I will see you there. Thanks for watching.